All right, this is a lesson entitled No Light in Him. All right, this lesson is entitled No Light in Him. And this is Ty Jackson. The brothers have went in on him quite a bit. And so I'm getting ready to go in on this guy. And pretty much he's a Christian, so we're just basically going to get edification, all right, and understanding from what he's about to say, okay? All right.
How to answer the hard questions as well as a lot would have been, why is this? If the black Hebrew Israelites were really who they say that they are, I want you to think about this. Why isn't Iran at war with them? If the black Hebrew Israelites were really who they say that they are, I want you to think about this. Why isn't Iran at war with them? Because when you take a look at Ezekiel 38:39, Iran has beef with Israel. And if the black Hebrew Israelites were true Israel, then Iran wouldn't have beef with Israel in the Middle East right now. They would have beef with the black Hebrew Israelites, according to prophecy. So I really want you to think about that. There comes a time where you have to separate your emotional bias from truth, because the two don't go together many times, okay? And in this case, your emotions and your bias is not aligned with truth, because truth says that Iran goes to war with true Israel, and they beef with true Israel, Ezekiel 38 and 39. Nevertheless, if the black Hebrew Israelites were true Israel, then Iran would be going to war with them instead. So ponder that. If you like content like this, you can follow for more as always.
Okay, so you heard that. You heard what he had to say. So let's get into it. First of all, we'll go to 1 Corinthians 11 and 14. All right. Okay. So because you're not supposed to, if you're a servant of the Lord, you're not supposed to have long hair. Okay. This is Paul speaking. 1 Corinthians 11 and 14. Does not even nature itself teach you that if a man have long hair, it is a shame unto him? Okay. All right. So that's one thing that he needs to understand. He need to get rid of all that long hair. He's teaching the word. Okay. So many are continuing to scoff and scorn and mock the Hebrew Israelites. For one, he said we are the black Hebrew Israelites. Okay. All right. We are not all dark skinned. Okay. It's a seed line that has been scattered amongst the nations. So some Israelites will look like the other nations. Okay. So we'll go to Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, in the 64th verse. All right. We read this all the time. All right. Deuteronomy 28 and 64. Which proved that we were scattered. All right. Deuteronomy 28 and 64. And this is a part of the curses. If you go up to Deuteronomy 28:15, that will fall upon the children of Israel. Okay. It would be a perpetual curse. All right. Deuteronomy 28:64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. So we would indeed be scattered amongst the nations. Okay? So understand that. So some Israelites will look like the other nations. So that we wouldn't be just dark-skinned Negroes. Okay? Even though most of us are. Okay? Most of us are of a shade of brown. Okay, different shades of brown. Okay, so the Lord, he told us that he would bless the seed line, or the sperm of the men, the children born. That's what he meant by that. The children, the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay, so again, the Lord told us that he would bless the seed line of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, not their skin tone. So we would be as a speckled bird amongst the nations. All right. We'll go to Tobit 13 and 3. I also read this all the time, but it gets the point across. Tobit 13:3. It says, confess him before the Gentiles, ye children of Israel, for he has scattered us among them. So we're scattered among the nations. So being that we were amongst the nations, of course, we would have children with the other women, the women of the other nations. So we would be as a speckled bird. Jeremiah 12:9. Jeremiah 12 and verses 9. All right. It says, mine heritage is unto me as a speckled bird. The birds round about are against her. Come ye, assemble all the beasts of the field, come to devour. Okay, so the Lord likened us to a speckled bird because we were mingled amongst the nations, so we began to look like the nations. Okay, for basic understanding, okay, you would not be able to get a orange tree from an apple seed. Okay, if you can understand that, you wouldn't be able to get an orange tree from an apple seed, just like you can't get the seed of an Israelite man and produce the other nations' children, the heathen. You get it? If you can get that, you can't get the seed of an Israelite man and produce the seed of the other nations. Okay, it will always be Israelite children. Okay, no matter how light skinned, no matter how different they look, if you can understand that. The seed is determined by the man. Hopefully you get that by now, just by hearing what I told you. Numbers 1:18. Numbers 1:18. And it reads, and they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families. Pedigree, when you look that up in the Hebrew, it means lineage. Okay. By the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names from 20 years old and upward, by their polls. So they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers, not their mothers. You see that? According to the number of the names from 20 years old and upward by their polls. Okay, so and this was basically when they went to war. That's how they did that. Okay. All right, so hopefully you understand that now. The Heavenly Father, he is dealing with the men. Okay. All right. Let me see. Can I find that real quick for you? Yeah. Revelation 21:3. I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, behold, the tabernacle of the Most High is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and the Most High himself shall be with them and be their power. Okay, so the tabernacle is with men. It ain't with women. All right, so it's through the seed. The Lord is dealing with the men. All right, just to get that out the way. All right. So now that we got a basic understanding, the Israelites are in exile. They would return to the Holy Land by divine intervention only. Okay, they're still in exile, and they would not be returned by money or by the riches of the Rothschilds and the Red Shield, like the people now in the land are, the ruling class people, which are the Edomites, the so-called white men. Not by the Balfour Declaration, which was signed by the Rothschilds to get them into that land. The Israelites would not go back home until Yahushua and the Mashiach delivers them. Okay, Yahushua the Mashiach, he's going to have to deliver the Israelites, our people. Okay, that's the only way we going back. Okay, all right. Isaiah 52:1-3. All right. Let's read that. It says, awake, awake, put on thy strength, O Zion. Put on thy beautiful garments, O Jerusalem, the holy city. For henceforth there shall no more come into thee the uncircumcised and the unclean. Shake thyself from the dust, arise and sit down, O Jerusalem. Loose thyself from thy bands, from the bands of thy neck, O captive daughter of Zion. And this being the point, for thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, ye have sold yourselves for naught, and ye shall be redeemed without money. So we would be redeemed without money. But yet the Rothschilds, they're the trillionaires of the world. They pretty much own the banking industry. They have control of the banking industry. They're into the pharmaceutical. They rule the world. Okay, so they were able to sign the declaration, sign it in, and get those people in there. Okay, along with the help of their brethren, the so-called American Babylonians over here. Okay, all right. So it means that the ruling class Edomite families and the Amalekites that are over in Israel, okay, stole America. Okay, that's what happened. They stole it. Job 9 and 24. All right. All right. Job 9 and 24. And it reads, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So they took their identity, assumed the identity of the true exiled Israelites, which are the Negroes, Native Americans, and Hispanics. Okay, if you can understand that. All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're back up. Okay, so yeah, they stole the identity of the true Israelites. Okay. All right, let's go to Ezekiel 36, 1 through 7, which tells you that. All right. We'll get right to the point. Ezekiel 36, 1 through 7. And it reads, also thou son of man, prophesy unto the mountains of Israel, and say, ye mountains of Israel, hear the word of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Thus saith the Lord power, because the enemy has said against you, aha, even the ancient high places are ours in possession. Therefore prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord power, because they have made you desolate and swallowed you up on every side, that ye might be a possession unto the residue of the heathen, and ye are taken up in the lips of talkers, and are an infamy of the people. Therefore, ye mountains of Israel, hear the word of the Lord. Thus saith the Lord power, to the mountains and the hills, to the rivers and to the valleys and desolate wastes, and to the cities that are forsaken, which became a prey and in derision, to the residue of the heathen that are round about. And that's what happened. They allowed all the heathen to come in, okay, from the other nations, all right, into Israel. Therefore, thus saith the Lord power, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen and against all Idumea. Okay, so that's who Iran is angry with, and that's who Iran is waging war with. He's not waging war with Israelites. He's waging war with Idumea, the Edomites of the Holy Scriptures, right? Which have appointed my land into their possession with the joy of all their hearts, with despiteful minds to cast it out for a prey. So that's who they're dealing with. That's who the Iranians and the other nations are angry with. They are angry with the Edomites, the so-called white man. All right. So that's the answer to pretty much the whole video. All right. Okay. All right. So we would be delivered without money. Okay. All right. And the Edomites, the Idumeans, are the so-called white mans, the Greco-Romans. Okay, is the so-called white man. Okay, and they enslaved the 12 tribes of Israel and built Babylon off the backs of the children of Israel. So Edom will be punished. All right. All right, let's go to Jeremiah 49 and 12. All right. And it reads, "For thus saith the Lord, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken, and art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished?" So they feel that they're going to go unpunished because they took the land, they got everything, all the resources. That's how their MO is to pretty much take resources unto themselves. That's how they've existed this whole time. All right. Okay. They took America. They took America from the northern kingdom. All right. They went over to Israel and took the whole land of Israel. Okay. All right. All right. So it says, "Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it." Let me read that again. "For thus saith the Lord," Jeremiah 49 and 12, "Behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken, and art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it." In other words, they're going to drink the same cup we drank, the cup of slavery and affliction. Okay? All right. So, and that's thus says the Lord. Let's go to Lamentations 4 and 21, which says the same thing. All right, and makes it plain. Okay, Lamentation 4 and 21. So no, Iran is not going up against Israel. He's going up against Edom, the Edomites. Okay, Lamentation 4 and 21. "Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom." Daughter meaning the descendants of Edom. Okay, "that dwell in the land of Uz. The cup of slavery, affliction, also shall be passed through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken." Okay, in other words, the nations are going to catch on to who they are through the prophets, the men of the Lord that are telling who these people are, and they will also get tired of being sanctioned. Okay, and having to use the U.S. dollar for trade. Okay, so "thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked." That's how they're going to be making itself. It's going to be made. It's been made known, and that's why all the nations are rising up today. Okay. All right. All right. So let's read verse. We'll read verse 22. Lamentation 4 and 22. "The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion, the descendants of Israel. He will no more carry thee away into captivity." Who carried us away into captivity? We know the so-called white man did. They are Idumeans, they are the Edomites. Okay. "He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter, the descendants of Edom." Okay. "He will discover thy sins." So that's the judgment. The future judgment is that they're gonna go into slavery, and they're gonna have the same affliction as we had. Deuteronomy 30. But how is we gonna return to Israel? This is how. Deuteronomy 30. We're not gonna return by war. Okay, they had to wage war against the Arabs and all that to drive them out. No, I mean, we're going to be turned by war, but it's going to be through divine intervention. Okay, the Lord is going to cause World War III, Armageddon, and the Savior is going to return, the Hamashiach, Yahushua, with the angels, to restore order in the earth. Okay, and to redeem His people at the same time. Okay, because with destruction is also going to come deliverance. All right, Deuteronomy 30 in verse 1 through 5. "And it shall come to pass, when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all nations, whether the Lord thy God have driven thee." And that's happening now. That's why brothers are standing up on the street corners all over the earth, praising the Lord and preaching His word. and shall return unto the Lord thy power, and shall obey his voice according to all that I command thee this day, thou and thy children with all thine heart and with all thy soul, that then the Lord thy power will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee. Ooh, he's going to gather us, okay? So this is how it's going to go down. From all nations, whether the Lord thy power have scattered thee. If any of thine be driven out unto the outmost parts of heaven, from thence will the Lord thy power gather thee, and from thence will he fetch thee. And the Lord thy power will bring thee into the land. The Lord thy power, not the Rothschild, not the red shield, okay? Right? The Lord thy power will bring thee into the land which thy fathers possessed, and thou shalt possess it. And he will do thee good and multiply thee above thy fathers. So that's how it's going to go down. That's how we're going to be brought back. All right, let's go to Matthew 24 and 31. All right, and it reads, and he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. So that's how we're going to be brought back into Israel. That's how we're going to be delivered, okay, by divine intervention, okay? So, no, all right, true Israel is not in the land. It's Edom that's in the land, and that's who Iran is waging war with. With that, I say all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekakwadash. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, and Shalom to the believers, and double honors to the elders at Great Millstone.